So in this video, we will be focusing on the part of the advertisement strategy. That means we will look at different actions, activities and strategies to pursue in the different steps of the marketing life cycle. Let's take a closer look together. In the advertisement strategy section, we will now look at the different activities and strategies to pursue for you to be successful at marketing, and essentially talking about how you can guide a user through the entire chain of the marketing life cycle, from learning about your product to becoming a super loyal user in the end, and what actions you can take along the way to kind of push the user through the funnel essentially. So if we start at the demand generation, which is again the red box in our marketing master map, the activities that you do there are all centered around sparkling interest for your product, positioning yourself in the market, trying to stand out from all the competitor products that might be out there, really trying to catch the attention of the user, sticking in the mind of the user so that they see whatever advertising from you and they keep it in their mind because they're like interested, generally interested in what you have to offer. You would then also, in the later stages of demand generation, try to position yourself in the market and generate some kind of repetition for the brand that the user just learned about, which is very often done through testimonials, so like celebrities or just people from the industry that you essentially get, and then they talk about your product. Moving on to the conversion generation, where it's really getting this first transaction, this first purchase from the customer. There it becomes a bit more factual, I would say. Meaning that you start talking more about your USPs, why your product is great and why the user should be purchasing it. You present facts and figures to kind of position it more. You show the product in detail, and you can also try to personalize it already towards the user or towards the use case of the user. And when it comes to the decision making of the user really taking, pulling the trigger, taking the action to make the purchase, there you can employ different techniques like creating FOMO or just by offering a trial phase to get the user on board in a kind of with a bit of a less of an entry barrier. And that concludes the conversion generation, where at the end the user is making this first transaction that we're looking for. After that has happened, we are in the land of relationship management. Here it's about really looking after the user, making sure that they have a great user experience, helping them in using the product that they've just purchased, and trying to get them to make another purchase, so kind of to make another sell or even upsell them on additional products that your brand may have on offer. And that kind of then translates over to loyalty, whereas the name implies you can work with things like loyalty programs for existing customers to get them to purchase more from your brand and from your products. And once this is done, we move over to the propagation phase. Here we are looking at essentially referral programs, so refer a friend programs. This is typically the marketing action that you would do here, stimulating the referral essentially, especially in the early phase of propagation, and then as the kind of the final state where you want to have a customer, which is this advocacy state, them really becoming like an ambassador of your brand. You don't even have to tell them anymore to kind of talk about your product and why it's great. This is hard to create. There, a lot of things have to come together. Great product experience, a sense of unity that you have to create can happen through some kind of closed user community or special events that you run, so that the user is really like, oh, I'm part of something. I've purchased this product and I love to use it, and I really like to also talk about it without any further incentivization to my family, my close ones. And that concludes the different steps and actions that you can take to guide a user through the marketing lifecycle. Make sure you tune in again for the other videos on the other chapters of the Marketing Master Map. See you around.